All right, your day 2 update on the GX. So, like I mentioned yesterday, I wanted to put it up on Jack's Nest for the second day. Success. Just so you know, I have 3 jacks. Floor jacks. Get that low profile one. Had that well over 20 years. Harbor Freight. Freaking awesome. Got this one thinking that it was going to be tall enough to lift up the GX. The lifted GX, you know? Nope. So that's kind of like a standby jack. Super awesome, rapid pump and all that, but it does great with the like normal cars, not the lowered cars. Like it'll be good for the Delta and the GS. But anyway, with the GS, I always use the low profile. I had to get Big Red has that extension just so I can jack it up. And then I bought some Pro Lift 6-ton. And I have it right up on the frame just so I can get, and really when I lifted it up or jacked it up, I only had that much from the tire to the ground, enough to get it off the ground. So got it up on jack stands. I'm doing my inspection, doing the wiggles, doing the checks. Nothing is wiggling, nothing is, and all the bushings look to be good. And the reason why that's because I re-greased it. But like I mentioned, what I'm doing here, changing these bushings out. Bought a new bracket here from Dr. KDSS. I already had the spacer here, so it should just go right on. Fingers crossed. 'Cause man, clunks and creaks and doing all that kind of stuff's really annoying. While you're kind of doing stuff like this, always look at all the other consumable items. Brake pads, they're kind of getting there. I'm already here. Instead of waiting X amount of miles to do it, if I have the means and funds to do it, might as well. And it's super easy. 2 pins, slide them out, slide them back in, done deal. Rotors are fine. Check your spacers if you have spacers, retorque them down just because you're already there. Do your inspections while you're under there so that way it doesn't cause you headaches later. The guard, the mud guard, fender, inner fender liner, I had to pull it away. These little clip things are kind of a bitch. As you can see, that's still there. I just yanked it out. You can always replace it. But here's the culprit. So yeah, long overdue, just like everything else. Going to have to measure that up, cut. I'm going to hammer this over. Maybe that way, whatever which way. We'll figure it out. I don't want to cut it, just want to fold it over. Cut this, because this is already going to be a pain in the butt. And then we can learn how to weld together. Everything kind of checks out here, so each day I'm going to kind of keep moving forward, doing little things. So that's your update for today. It's too dang hot. I'm going to go back inside. All right, till the next update. Here's another quick update for you. So someone make a stencil using the plates that they purchased. I figured that was an easier way to kind of get a baseline on where to cut. Basically, setting your plate in here, tracing it, and cutting the inside. So that's where your plate would go, like so. I always have this. I have this feeling that, and this fear that whatever I cut is not going to be enough, but we shall see. Well, I'm not going to go too crazy. Started off with that. I mean, it's going to be some noise, and I still need to, like I said, bend those over. Still haven't figured out which way I want to go. I think that way is going to be the best way. So yeah, that's my little thing for the day. This is day 3. Like I mentioned, I'm just kind of going slow. Taking it bit by bit. It's too dang hot for all this. Over 100 degrees today and for the remainder of the week. So, all right, update you after it's all cut and bent over. Day 3. I just bent over the edge that is protruding there. Just folded it over on itself just to increase the clearance. So I did that to both sides. So I get better visualization right here. Just to open that up some more. Never know. This guard will unfold and it'll cover. Then I gotta spray some rubber, what you call it, coating there. I'll have some. So tomorrow I'm gonna cut after I meet up with the GTR homies. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. I figured I'd give you an update. Here's the driver's side. I had to check because I'm getting used to driving on the right, opposite side. Driver's side, got it lined up pretty well here. Let's come around the other side here. Just did this. Still got to clean it up. One thing that does help a lot, sorry if that was loud, make a relief cut, like so. So that way it gives you better access. And I switched off between the two. This is for more finer cuts around like this area here. And I'm gonna take an angle grinder and grind it down to smooth it out, get as close as possible, and then start welding. All right, update you. So I welded them in. Now, I could have went in and tried to make them all pretty or like do some movie magic, but I wanted to show you reality. I'm not a welder by any means. I watch YouTube videos just like everybody else to try and learn. I cooked it. Oh, had it too hot, just melted right through. Everywhere that it is making contact all the way around though. Just right here, oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I'm doing. But in hindsight, is this welded onto the frame? Yeah. Is it pretty? No, absolutely not. Do I need a hell of a lot of practice? Yes. And like I said, I am no means trying to say, hey, anybody can do this. Because no, obviously, no. I mean, I need a hell of a lot more practice to be proficient. The other side, the second side, because I did that first, not any better. I mean, looks, but it could be so much better. And this is a stick welder that I got on Amazon for 60 bucks. You know, I just needed to get these on there properly, well, for the most part, properly, or welded on there so I can not chew up my tires anymore. So is that done? Yes. Is it pretty like again? No. Is it worth a try? I think so. It's a good skill to have. That machine, 60 bucks and some rods, another $20. Versus taking it in and getting it professionally done, that would have looked a hell of a lot nicer, but at least I learned kind of a skill. I'm gonna clean up these welds with the angle grinder and then paint all that. I don't think I have seam sealer. I was thinking about seam sealing some of this, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Just got to clean it up, and then I can move on. So this is done. This is my kind of my hang up. I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? It's done. I put it off for 4 years. So I'll move on to the next thing, and then I'll give you an update. Moving on to the brakes. real quick and easy with the GX. Remove this locking pin mechanism. And then the two pins come right out. Then this here, what I do is I stick a flathead in there, in between the rotor and the pad, and press on the piston. So that way it loosens up, and then when I put the new pads in, it's just that much easier, obviously, because you're making room for the new pads. So it's easier to take that off. Attention. Just go back and forth with it. Don't overdo it. You'll feel the piston move. See how it's getting loose there? I'm not sure if the lighting's good because it's facing the sunlight. And then they should come out, and then reverse process, put them in. Use some brake lube. You got the purple stuff on all the like the hardware, like the pins and the back of the brake pad on both sides. So that way it reduces that chance of squealing and all that. So real quick and easy. I already did the other side, not even 5 minutes, and then this one. So got that check, got that check. I think I'm going to do the KDSS bushings when it's on the ground. Makes life easier. So once I knock this out, button up this part here, and then put the tires on, lower it, and then I can move on to the headlights, and then serpentine belt, and so on and so forth. So I'm making some progress. It's doing pretty good. Fingers crossed we don't have any hiccups. All right, update you in a bit. What I like to do with the hardware is I take a piece of sandpaper, I just rub 320, and I sand it down. And it gets all that grit and brake dust and all that that's been accumulating through time. And then I add some lube to it, some brake parts lubricant. So that way it kind of protects it and keeps it, you know, lubricated. So I don't know, just figured I'd let you know that's what I do. Everyone does it differently, you'll see it. Just like that, brakes are done. Not even 5 minutes. I'm gonna wait for that to, the paint, the rubberized paint, to cure up a bit. Give it another coat or two. I'm gonna start the headlights, put this back on the ground. Keep moving forward. This is turning out to be a pretty productive day. All right now. Well, I did 3 coats this time, and I don't see any crazy wrinkles or anything of that nature. Is it smooth as glass? No. There's some orange peel, but that's to be expected. Am I happy with it? Absolutely. This is like when I first got her. Oh yeah, long time. Why do I keep putting stuff off? I prioritize so strangely. This is my daily driver. This is the rig. This is the work truck. It does it all. It can haul the family. It can haul crap. I mean, I do have the Delica peeking through back there, well up there. But I put it off, and it's because it's a Lexus, and it'll keep running forever. It's a Toyota. It'll keep running. It'll just work, and it'll do what it needs to do. But that's unacceptable. Shame on me, Reg. Shame on me. But yes, it is done. And I'm glad I did it, finally. So, I mentioned in the last clip, I'm going to start working on other things with it. I'm going to let these sit over, I don't know, probably a day. Maybe later on this evening I'll pop them on, or tomorrow morning. but I'll let it cure. I'll just let it hang out here. Close up this little garage and just let it sit. All right, for anyone who has KDSS, I'm sure you can feel my pain. These are less than a year old, and it's like just ate through. Crazy. So I got these poly bushings and this modified mount from Dr. KDSS. I was trying to stick with my stock one, but obviously that's not working out. So I'm gonna grease it up, put it on. Hopefully it's easier, because man, even with the stock ones, putting these back on, and like I said, anybody who has a KDSS knows what a pain. But we'll get there. Fingers crossed. All right. Little pro tip for you: take your Harbor Freight ratchet strap, find a suitable point to brace it. I'm using the sliders. You can use frame there, all the way back there. Find a point to mount this, the ratchet strap, and pull your KDSS bar in, so when you go and take all this off, it doesn't come back up. On the other side, you got to use a jack along with the ratchet strap, so it pulls everything that way. If you don't, KDSS bar drops, comes out, then you have to fight, bring it up. So start off with this, give yourself enough room if you're going to replace it, so that way you can adjust accordingly, and then ratchet it and loosen these bad boys up, and then follow Dr. KDSS's torque specs, and then mark it off, because you want to do that in case it does back out. All right. Just like that, we're done. Here is the driver's side. Here's the passenger side, the one that lived here. Wasn't as bad, and then you really start looking at it. Oh, it'll start to eat into there. This is how it was lined up back there against the lower control arm. And how easy was it to put this on? Oh my God. Made life so much easier. Why work harder when you can work smarter? This is the perfect example of that. Dr. KDSS has already gone through so many versions of this KDSS plate back here and this mounting bracket, just so we can upgrade and put some polyurethane ones in, so we can have a better handling experience when driving. I know we got to save money here and there, but if you have a means and you're going to be removing your suspension on and off like I had to do to fine tune it, because I went from lightweight springs to medium. You're gonna have to change out your upper control arm, stuff like that, you know. Like, if you're gonna have to remove this in and out, it's gonna behoove you to make your life easier, because I didn't, and I ended up stripping it out one time, and I rethread it, and that worked for a little while, but then I had to keep taking things off, so I ended up stripping it again. I said, well, I botched it, so I had to go replace it with some aftermarket lower control arms. A downward spiral you're putting yourself into. So if you have the means to do this, oh God, it makes it so much easier. It's just so much easier. Do it. Just do it. If there's like a doubt in your mind, don't do it. Don't do that to yourself. It used to take me an hour to 30 minutes just to try and put this thing back on, the KDSS to the lower control arm, without all this. It literally took me 10 minutes, because I was taking my time, making sure I threaded in there nice and neat. Oh my God. Just do it. All right, enough of the rant. I'm gonna move on to other things, either removing the front grille to get that prep for the Amazon arrival, or serpentine belt. I don't know, we'll see. Stay tuned. I'm working on the serp belt, and it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get to, but it could be done. Here's the stock one. And there isn't any signs of cracking or anything, but you know. Again, I've had this for a couple of years now, just didn't put it in, so might as well. I'm here doing it, could be done. So this is a Gates kit, came with the tensioner, an extra pulley here, put down in there. There's tons of videos on how to remove a fan. Just, you gotta create a leverage point to break it free. So I used an old flathead that was shaved down. It's kind of not a flathead anymore, it's a pry bar. To brace, so I could stick the wrench in on the other side, opposite, and then break it free. That worked real tight until you get that shroud out with the fan. So that tension needs to be replaced, and it's not noisy and it moves just fine. And this one too back here. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that. I think there's a Allen wrench that goes down right there. And there's another bolt, I'm sure. Holds it in place. Maybe that one. This is an oil leak. I don't know. All right, got the cert belt installed. Used the Gates kit. It has the routing belt accessory or accessory belt routing diagram right there. So use that. When you go and install the belt, make sure it seats how it should in between grooves, so it doesn't cause any issues later. There's a little pin there down at the bottom where if you pull this, you can stick, what I did, stick a punch in there so it holds it in place, and then I can route the belt and be done with it. Alright, well, it's the end of the day, and I didn't film any of this, I didn't talk about it. There are plenty of videos out there, but you will have to put in some work. Drum rolling this out to make it fit. I mean, even then it's a flush. Mounted up the headlights, they're fine. Something, I didn't connect this signal light. Man, I'll have to go back up there and check it. For the most part, it doesn't rub. And I say for the most part. Full lock left, full lock right, no problem. When I go in reverse and I go full lock to the right, it rubs here. It rubs right there and there. It doesn't rub on the other side though. Is it like crazy? No, but it is rubbing a little bit. Maybe it could be an alignment thing, because it doesn't get alignment after it's fact. So this really does make a huge difference. And with the headlights, she needs a wash, she needs a detail and all that stuff. But man, I should have reversed it and gave a better video, but I'm exhausted. I have one more thing coming in the mail. It has something to do with these. If you know, you know. So stay tuned for that, and then I'll end the video. So it's only Saturday, let's just say that. I started Monday, little things here and there, boom, boom, boom. And then really knocks a lot of stuff out Friday morning, because it is the 4th of July weekend. And pretty much done, it's Saturday. So I spend time with the kids and the family tomorrow, rest of this day. So, all right, hopefully I give you a quick update on those rear tail lights. That should be an easy install. Should be. All right.